This is 3 seconds for me.
All right,
Tell us
we're
when.
starting. We're
Tell us
starting.
when.
All right, everyone,
Alright,
let's
run.
get in our positions.
All right, I'm good.
All right, let's see.
Right.
So
I broadcasted, so all right, we're already finished. All right, let's
We're live right now?
let's. All right, let's just begin. So, all right, so
Okay, we're live.
all right, so welcome to our first mapping podcast, aka here with the MapperCast group. Here we'll be providing you. We'll be together as mappers. We'll be interacting with you guys, and we will be talking a lot about mapping and other mapping topics. Other people's series. We'll be also our featured mapper today is the Serbian mapper. So we will be talking about his alternate future of the world series. And to begin with, before we begin, actually, near the end of the podcast, we'll be providing mappers a chance to have the series discussed in our next podcast. For fans, we will give you a chance to suggest topics, and we guarantee it will be discussed in our future podcast as long as it's appropriate and related to mapping. So, before we begin, let's introduce ourselves. My name is Void Viper. You may know me for my alternate future of Asia and Country Balls, or my alternate future of World and Country Balls, or my alternate future of Europe, where you see my characters like Danishyan, Castara, Groy, Pavanala, or simply Rome.
I'm Cosmic Mapping. You might know me from my alternate future of the world, alternate future USA. I do subscriber alternate nations, stupid comment theater, fun stuff like that, and my good mic broke, so if you're wondering why I don't sound too good, that is it.
Hello, my fellow Mapperdonians. This is Nine Night Veteran here, and I'm currently in a podcast with these people. Yeah, you may know me from the Future Europe series, the direct continuation to Murray's History of Europe series, and I'm also one of the founders of the TAFO, To Future Europe's Wikia. So yeah.
Hello, I'm Indria, and you may know me from Alternative Future of the World and Alternative Future of Europe and the New World and all that good stuff. Okay.
So now that we've all introduced ourselves, we should. I'm gonna discuss about our planned schedule for today's podcast. And we know that we mentioned that Lee Allen will be joining us, but now you all must be wondering why our schedules kept changing. So what happened was my internet broke. So then right now.
No apparent reason whatsoever.
Sorry.
Nothing.
Oh, sorry. I'll
continue. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my internet broke for some reason, so I'm actually streaming through my tethering data on my phones. So I'm using data usage. Lee Allen couldn't make it this weekend, so we originally planned it to be on Saturday, April 23rd. But then, of course, certain circumstances have changed, so we decided that Lee Allen can join us on our next podcast, possibly on that Saturday that we originally planned. We originally planned it to be this Saturday, but because Batman couldn't make it, so we moved it to Sunday. And today, Sunday, is the official day, and this is the reason for our day. So now moving on, we're going to talk about planned schedules. So our first plan on the first thing we're going to do is that we'll be discussing the Serbian Mappers Alternate Future of the World series. We will discuss the pros and cons about this series and give our thoughts on it. We will be fair and balanced when we're going to provide suggestions or constructive criticism and etc. And we give our own opinions on the series itself. Next, we'll be talking about mapping itself and how it evolved, how it has changed, how the fan base has changed, and how our audience has changed, and discuss what we think will happen in the future and etc. Next, we will talk about mappers that we know, such as, so we will announce that our viewers, we will inform our viewers that this is where you guys can ask specific questions about specific mappers. So if you guys want to ask us about a specific mapper, this is where it's a good time for you to ask this question. And then we will start discussing our own series and whatever we want. Maybe we'll even show the viewers a preview of our next episode or our next video. Although this whole showing that the viewers about our series is subjective and optional, then there's nothing much we can do. Then after this, it's a free-for-all where the audience can ask us anything as long as it's appropriate. But that'll be pretty much it. And then after this free-for-all, we would then provide we would then go on with whatever we're going to offer the audience at the end of the podcast, like I mentioned earlier in the podcast about picking our winner, I will post Google Forms at the bottom at the end of the live stream, and that'll be it. So for now, let's begin with the Serbian mappers. So why don't you start us off with what you think about the Serbian mappers series?
It is pretty cool. I like I like the textures and all that. And I'm pretty sure he should deserve those 2K subs and probably even more subscribers. So yeah, that's pretty much.
One thing I want to say about the textures is I agree that they're good textures, but one criticism I have is I think it's a little like the colors of his map and the textures don't really mix together too well. I think like he's got like a sort of a nitty-gritty, serious like texture over the whole map, but then he's got kind of like a cartoony coloring style to the map, and I feel like those two styles don't play together that well. But I mean, it's a small criticism, but that's what I have to say about that.
Alright, so I watched the Serbian Mappers series very closely. I looked for some key details. One thing I do find interesting is those whales in the ocean. Like I think from like the first 5 episodes, there was like a bunch of whales. Like you're wondering like
no shit.
Yeah, like and in
there was
episode
like
5,
whales in Atlantic or some shit.
yeah, so like in episode 5, we found out why the whales were important, which I think is a pretty good idea because it encourages the viewers to look for like these small things that appear that might play a bigger role in the later episodes. Like you know how like in movies like there's some tiny things that we don't notice, and then when we notice it, we're like, whoa, we didn't see it the first time. So it kind of like brings a lot of attention to the audience and increases the viewer engagement, where the viewers will now give their thoughts on what they think that's going to be about. So if I was to give my thoughts on what those whales are about, judging by what Japan is doing those whales, and I heard on the news Anonymous is dealing with that, then I would say that the whales might become an important player in the series. I can't predict exactly, but what I think is like maybe some nation starts going against a specific nation because of this whales crisis, and then Japan might have some conflicts with other nations. What do you guys think? What do you think is going to happen?
Are we talking about his Europe series or his World Series?
World Series.
All right, good. Okay. I think the whales are definitely interesting. I like them. It's a little weird, but I don't really have too much serious criticism about that. It's just sort of whales in the ocean. I like them.
They're not bad.
Mind, what do you think?
I'm not sure really about the whales. They're fine, I guess.
Anything else besides the whales that you guys want to talk about the series?
How about like the nuclear effect or whatever?
Yeah, the beginning. Yeah, that's amazing. It's like North Korea, what are you doing? It's like,
yeah, that was pretty cool.
And then that light effect is like amazing.
Yeah, I definitely like the visuals of that whole sequence.
I think it's pretty interesting. And then the
UK like smoke weed every day.
Oh, the memes. Yeah, the memes.
Yeah, of course.
There's one thing I don't understand, like DEF CON. Like I haven't actually Googled what DEF CON is, but like I would say like it starts from 5 and then it goes to 1. But like here's another criticism I have. You know how like in the beginning of the series, like episode 1, he talked about what these things are and like a bunch of this, and then the nations are talking in what do you call it, the fourth wall's perspective. So it's like I know that you want to inform the audience what this is, but you want to keep that short because I felt like the introduction was a bit too long. Like I want to see the action, not this, right? Like, what do you guys think about that?
I think maybe it was a little too long. I agree in a way, but I also think he added like so many like new features with the DEF CON thing and the level of nukes that it was kind of necessary in a way to explain it.
Yeah. What other insights can you give on Serbian Mappers' Ultimate Future of the World?
How about we hear something from Batman? What do you think, Batman?
Barrett?
Huh? Oh.
Aaron did.
Oh yeah, yeah. We asked you what else.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see much, Chris. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it aside from what Cosmic said earlier. It's really cartoony look, but over on top of that is that little gritty, mysterious look. Also, there's whales. All I see is whales.
Wales.
Yeah, I think it's pretty like I said earlier, it's a pretty good idea
Yeah.
to have these like hidden stuff. Like I try to do that in my own series, but like sometimes people don't see it, sometimes people do see it, and it's like okay, if you see it, good for you. If you don't, well, that's too bad. It'll come later.
The whales also talk.
Yeah, whales also talk. But you know, this series is
That's
not
good,
realistic,
yeah.
so we're
And
not.
it's-
We're talking about whales. Whales talking.
One thing I
Well-
do want to say real quick, one
Mapping.
last little piece of criticism is I think the America might be too much of a dick to the point where he just seems a little bit immature. Like I've noticed that in a lot of alternate future world things, like they'll either make America really immature or they'll make like Russia really immature, depending on who they like stand with politically. I kind of like America's dick personality. But I don't think it fits too well with like what you would expect America to do. But this is just small criticism. I mean, it's still a really good series. From what
Yeah, I enjoy it too. What feedback do you think we could? What other feedback do you think we could provide for the Serbian mapper, assuming he sees this one day? Like any feedback?
I would say
10 out of
just
10. 10
keep
out of
on
10.
going.
That's all.
Yeah, keep on going.
Yeah, keep on going. All right, so let's just
And good luck
keep
with
on going.
your,
Yeah, that's good. Like
Gary?
I know I'll tell Serbian mapper from my point of view. So I know we both had a common talk before about like how you do this and stuff. The most important thing that you need to know is that if there's a hate comment, like don't let that discourage you. Just keep doing what you're doing. Try to look for new innovative ways to increase viewer engagement and make the whole story and the quality a lot more interesting. I know it seems a bit vague when I say that, but when you think about it in the real world, this is how like these businesses they do things. You gotta think. You have to think, because if you don't think, you're not gonna go anywhere, and no one's gonna be there to do everything for you. So it's good that you're doing this, because you're also learning how you can think creatively and increase your engagement with your audience. Like deliver the message to your audience is very important.
Exactly.
So anybody want to give any last thoughts before we move on?
No, not really.
Not really. All right. So next we'll be discussing about mapping itself and how.
Yeah, like how the
So
future
anybody want to
is.
start us off?
Is that me?
Anybody?
Oh, I guess
Okay.
I'll start. I think mapping has a pretty bright future at this point. I think if you had asked me that like just 4 months ago in December, I definitely would have said no, because back then there were so many people quitting, like Mope had quit and Ion had quit, and I started that whole promise campaign thing that started a whole other conflict on the wiki and blah. But I don't know if it had anything to do with that, but mapping, the audience and the amount of mappers that there have been, I have noticed that it has increased. So I think there's a bright future for it at this point.
Yeah, but there's also people out there like also pay attention to the YouTube chat. So there's some people saying that like Thunder Map is like ew mapping. Like there's some people quitting mapping, and then now the whole idea of mapping cliches is starting to get a little bit more popular, don't you think? Like mapping cliche, the whole idea of being cliche is getting popular now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, like
people like to copy each other.
Like for example, the Soviet Union.
well, let's just talk about how many
World War
Mope
III.
copiers out there. And I know people would say Lee Allen is one of them.
What about
Lee
me?
Allen is one of those Mope copiers. Like
And don't forget the Nick copiers,
Nick copiers. Oh yeah. And then now we're going to expect seeing Daniel copiers.
where they put HD in their name.
There's already somebody who copied my alternate, like nearly like replicated my alternate future the Europe series. Like the first slide is like Black Widows, Trident, Romania in that same position. I'm like, wow, it's so creative. Like it's
Oh my
like
God.
I respect like that. They're my fans and they want to copy me. They want to be like me. But it's also important to be yourself because if you don't be yourself, people are gonna start copying, and you're not gonna grow. It's always good to be
They
original.
always like
Yeah.
copy your ideas, basically.
I mean, it's okay to be inspired by it, but I would argue that it's not good to like copy someone straight out of nowhere, right? So, and let's compare like Byron, you were there in like 2012, right? In for
Yeah.
mapping, right? So you've all
That was very
You're
experienced
a
how
veteran.
mapping evolved and stuff. But I would argue the biggest hit was 2015. I would say 2014 with the introduction of curved text and stuff was one thing, but then 2015 was the year where everything just evolved. Like I would say a lot of us have had a big influence on the community. Like, do you guys think you had a big influence?
Yeah,
I think
probably.
I had a decent influence. I mean, I joined in April of 2015, so I was glad to be there for the whole like 2015 growth mapping revolution, evolution, whatever you want to call it. But it was fun to be a big part of that.
For me, I do believe that I did have some sort of significant impact.
Yes, same probably.
Yeah, I think I had a lot of impact as well. I started with the grass textures and all that, and then Mope saw it. He's like, nah, I don't remember what he said. And then Mope introduced the paper textures, and I went and did a grid texture on my space map. And then somebody did a grid texture and expanded it. And now today, nearly every new map, like a lot of new mappers that I never seen before, and I watched them, they're like, whoa, textures and grid already. Wow, it's like people are starting to know how to map.
Yeah, they
More
basically
us.
like textures, that's why.
But
That's
my
cool.
mapping, there's barely anybody replicating my style of mapping. I think I'm like one of the few who has the probably. Well, I don't want to be like biased towards myself, but like I want to be sure. Like I feel like my mapping is just too different from the rest. Like,
Yeah,
way
your
too.
mapping is definitely very
Yeah.
unique.
But there is a Russian
Your
map.
mapping is basically so advanced.
Will.
No,
Advanced
but
on a whole other.
Even like advanced than Nick HD or Mope.
Well,
yeah.
evolution of mapping and all of that. People, got to move forward.
Gotta move
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah, we have to accept that. There's some people that still like the old style, but that's what I tried to do in my new alternate history of Europe.
Like
But
me.
it's not exactly like old style. But
Yeah.
there is a Russian mapper that maps like me, so. And you
Oh,
also notice like look at the subscriber base from early 2015 to
Are you talking about D-Mod?
yeah, Demon.
2007 best year emo.
haven't seen him in a long time.
Like yeah, our subscriber base is like changed a lot. Before there's barely anybody in the thousands. Now there's
Yeah.
like 100
There's
mappers
a
in the
lot of people in the thousands now.
Yeah,
I
we're
call-
gonna reach like 1K soon.
yeah.
I call it viewer inflation. It's like as more people go onto YouTube, as more people, as people get more subscribers. People who has like 1 million subscribers nowadays won't have like as much popularity as
Yeah.
Delta back then.
Like, but remember, this is also growing the mapping community, so it's actually a good. In my opinion, I think it's a good thing. Like, I know a lot of people are very like when they get a subscriber, like people get happy. Like, it's okay to be happy, and I understand why you should be happy. Like if it means a lot to you to have a lot of subscribers, then I will really understand it. Like I have been through it too. But I think what's more important is that we keep our current subscribers entertained. Like we have to keep them engaged. That's the most important thing. If we just worry about our numbers and we worry like let's say we lose 19 subscribers, sure you can like moan about it, but you don't want to let that get into you too much because
Exactly.
if that gets into you too much, then you're probably gonna like give up. Like,
I mean,
don't
it's
give
really
up.
easy to look at things in terms of just metrics and numbers and the amount of revenue you're raking in, but it's much harder to make that connection from like just the numbers you see at the bottom of your video to like actual people. And it's always been my goal to try to make that connection and just entertain people and make the world a teeny bit better. I know that sounds really pretentious, but it's my goal.
I'm gonna try stopping my screen share for a sec and see if that helps. I didn't stop the broadcast. That's all right. So now they should see my.
All right.
Alright, I guess we've talked a lot about mapping and how it evolves. So I guess anybody want to give any last insights about mapping?
I don't know. I think the community is like really unique in itself. Like usually, some communities are based around their fans. Also, mapping is also based around their fans as well. But our community is like different because we consisted of many animators, while some are just like video games or other stuff. But mapping is like, in order to become a mapper, you need to like make videos about mapping, and I think that is unique because, yeah.
I think like history may have like let's be honest, like I found mapping from watching Emperor Tiger Star's videos from his history.
Yeah, me too, actually.
That history and alternate history can also be interesting mapping. But we don't consider that as the Macedonian style where the countries can talk, but like you get what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Mapping.
One thing I do really like about the mapping community that I've always liked about certain communities is just like I like that it's a little bit smaller than a lot of other communities. People will be like, oh, we're not as big as we want to be. We don't have millions of people watching our videos. But I kind of like that, honestly, because it makes it easier to interact with your viewers, and it has a real sense of community when it's a bit smaller than usual. There's been a lot of just YouTube channels that I watched in the past that were smaller, and I really enjoyed them, but then they just got larger, and I completely lost interest because they lost that small community charm. So I'm happy that mapping still has that small community charm.
Oh shoot! Oh, damn it! I put the wrong person on timeout. Dang it!
Just random things in stream.
Lag is real. Sorry, Thunder Mapping, but you can still watch. That's the good part.
You're having an orgasm.
Sorry, I'm really
Did you kick someone by accident?
No, I put them in timeout by accident when I was supposed to put the other person in timeout, but the lag was getting me. It happens. Mistakes happen. I hope he understands. Like, I mean, I meant no harm there. Okay.
How long is Thunder's on timeout, or is it permanent?
Anyway, shall we talk about who we were inspired by?
So what are we moving on to now?
Alright, so but my last thought on this is I think mapping will continue to grow.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, so next we will talk. Now this is the chance for the viewers to ask us questions about specific mappers, and we will also talk about them and answer them whatever we want. So why not? Let's hear you guys. Like, what do you guys want?
Yeah. So
what kind of mapper
submit
you guys want?
your question in the comments and all that shit.
Well, the chat is a bit chaotic.
It is a bit chaotic. Try to tone down with the shitty memes for a second. Let's get some questions.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like those who can't make it, they can always watch this when it's uploaded on my channel. So,
what do you think of rectangular cats mapper? Oh,
yeah, rectangular. So
that guy gained so many points. He's like the worst mapper in my eyes.
Okay, I wouldn't say that.
I haven't seen his latest videos.
That's a bit.
He's new, but I think he's on his way.
Yeah.
What I need to. I say he needs to improve, basically.
Yeah, I think he needs to. He obviously needs to improve a bit, but I think he's gotten a lot better than, let's say, like December or something. He's gotten a lot better since then. But he still has a long way to go.
He still needs to improve his text box and the map itself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and guys, one last important thing. I'm sorry, we probably won't be able to get every question we ask because the chat's going really fast now. So we're gonna try to do what we can, and let's hope we can answer them all. So one of them I says talk about it disappeared. No, it was Hannibal mapping or something. Hannibal mapping. The Rat of Mapping asked us this. The Rat of Mapping asked us, what do you think about Hannibal mapping? Have you guys watched
Hannibal mapping?
Yeah.
I heard of him, but I haven't really seen much of his videos.
I like his Country Balls series.
I actually personally never I haven't. I need to look to remember who he was, so I actually...
just real quick, Dylan V. Mapping, we just talked about him. I don't know if you weren't paying attention, but we just talked about rectangular cats. Yeah.
No, rectangular cats mapper. You're not the worst mapper.
We
weren't trying to insult you.
We're not calling you the worst mapper. Relax.
Yeah. Remember Jabril? Jabril?
Oh yes,
remember that
Jabril.
Worship the holy nipple.
I forgot, but there was this one. alternate future of Europe video I watched once, which was just the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
John.
I forgot to see who made it, but I had it bookmarked because I was planning on doing a mapping tutorial and using that video as an explicit example for everything not to do. I'll try to find that sometime. Maybe we could talk about it.
Yeah. Maybe you can send me that and I'll put it in the description for all the viewers, right? Because we're all interacting with the audience.
This is a really
What
bad
do you?
video.
Alright, so here's a set.
Okay, so Perry does mapping. What do you think about Xenon and Mapper?
I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah,
I don't know.
his mapping videos are the best. Like 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's 10 out of 10.
Well, I always draw my maps on paper all the time in class when I'm bored, so I can.
Yeah, even on books as well.
But I'm not going to criticize what he enjoys because we all have our interests and why we do this, right? We all are doing this for a reason. Okay, otherwise if we're doing this for no reason, we would quit right now.
Xenon is a group of geometry. I mean geometry. Ah, fuck's sake.
Alright, somebody said, Viper, you hate me. What do you think about grads in Nortia? Well, I say you did a pretty good job at starting what do you call it, an interactive mapping series. I say you did a pretty good job there. You really got me there.
Burned him.
Insights on him?
Someone asked our opinion on Geography Now.
Geography Now or Geography Hub?
Geography Now.
Oh, I've never heard of him.
Dylan asks, what's the option on country both mappers who grow so fast like Daniel Mapper? So, yeah, opinions.
Yeah, Daniel Mapper. Well, I'm not gonna really care if he grows fast, but like, let's be honest. Like, he has his own style. We have our own styles, right? And he started Alternate Future the World on Country Balls first, so I won't be surprised that he grew very fast. But I would say his story could be the reason why he's growing.
Yes, that's true actually.
I believe that.
Or YouTube algorithms.
Okay, Daniel or Nick? What do you guys think?
Daniel and Nick.
I haven't seen enough
let's try both.
Daniel videos to make that.
Both.
Why not both?
I don't really watch Nick, and I don't have time to watch Daniel yet because I'm still very pressured by my work in school, so I need some time before I can answer that. I'm sorry.
Circle tool.
We can't.
Hey, Quality, welcome.
Someone just said hiss.
Options on Perry. What's your options on Perry?
Opinion on him. Well,
yeah. For fuck's sake, I keep messing that up.
Some of us need to look back and remember what they've made. Like you know me, Barry. You know me when I read that list of recorded mappers. Like, there's a lot of mapping series I watch, and I'm having a hard time keeping track.
Oh yeah. We kind of like little stopped a bit at around like October, and it was at like 800 mappers, over 800 mappers, and in around like December. But that was like months ago, so I probably predict that there's between about over 1,000 mappers by now.
Yeah. No, I noticed a big growth, so we can't really say.
Thunder Mapper just came back, by the way.
Mapper, not Leafy. We're not going to talk about Leafy.
Somebody asked how big is cost mapping stick.
What? Oh, what is your opinion of Blue Mapper?
You know the Burj Khalifa?
What?
99 trend. Ant-Man says.
Alright.
Ant-Man
What were we talking about?
I have no idea.
Ant-Man is a Nazi. Well, you're going to get a timeout right now.
Yeah. Actually, Ant-Man 10 or whatever said that Batran is the greatest mapper ever.
Well, I'm putting him on timeout anyway.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Somebody asked, what's your opinion on alternative future of Europe?
Wait,
What?
sorry. Who?
There's like so many. Hey, look.
Opinions on Mope.
No, opinions on alternative future of Europe.
This is my inspiration.
Okay.
Like the reason why I started mapping back in the day. I loved how he infused so much story and character into the
Yeah, and he
characters
also
so many other
curved text.
He was the first big mapper with thousands
Yeah.
of subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Who's
first
the
like
bottom
texter and curve.
He was everyone's best friend back then.
Yes.
Until he
He used
quit.
to he used to ban like a ton of alts and take care of situations in the wiki. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
the
leadership role.
first mapper I watched was Jar Jar, and I remember Baramuth and the Colts.
I was basically inspired by the Stir fan.
Like that was like a very good. That was very. I was very interested in that, but I didn't really get into mapping. And I think I watched that when I was around 2013 or something. And then I went back and I found Dmod and I watched his series too. And then in 2015 or no 2014 I found Mope and watched him. And then after 2 months later I started mapping and I don't remember who inspired me. I don't know who inspired me. I just let's just say the topic inspired.
Come on, it's just one person.
As the
Like every one person, there was a bunch of them
Who's
I
your
watched.
favorite dude?
Who's like the first person you saw, basically?
As the third ever mapper, I'm pretty sure that it's obvious that I would be inspired by Ruru Murray, which is like the first mapper.
Mercury Marine.
So
I think he was actually
not
the
much
first
people
guy I
back
ever
then
watched.
when I was around.
Hmm?
Not much people back then when you go ahead.
There was like 3 people back then.
Yeah, there's like 3 people when I started. I mean, I'm the third.
And like the first mapping video was published on 2008, and it's kind of shitty to be honest.
We see how it evolved now.
Prototype.
What started it?
It's a prototype.
Somebody asked us.
There was the...
Oh, you want to continue?
Go on.
All right. So somebody asked us that do you like mapping? Do you like that mapping is the most entertaining community?
Huh.
I wouldn't say it's the most entertaining, but I would say it's pretty good.
Yeah,
It just depends on what your tastes are, really.
it passes the time. Let's just say that.
Personally, I think it's extremely entertaining, but
Oh, this is a very interesting question. What are your opinions on each other? Ooh, that's
Copter.
who we talk about first?
Who we talk about?
Copter.
I'm the biggest here, so I think you guys are all gonna look at me because you're like.
I need to be BRB. I'm not gonna talk about this. Okay.
Let's talk about Viper first, since he's the host.
Well, actually, wait, hold on. Hold that thought. I remember in our
Mine
schedule
just-
we talked about we're going to talk about our own series, so let's actually leave it at that part. Let's talk about it when we
Want to
can.
move on?
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll move on then.
All right.
Yeah. Is mapping getting overrun by crappy mappers without any quality? No. I was straight saying no, because everybody improves.
Usually I only see the good mappers in that shows up first. So
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that people would see the good mappers first. So.
Yes.
Who is better, Void Viper, Canada or Quebec? What? What kind of question is that?
Okay.
Oh,
This John Dawkins
Quebec.
guy is
someone's going too far.
Quebec.
What's
Why not?
what's the question? I didn't hear it. Oh, who's better? Void
Who's better?
Is mapping getting overrun by crappy mappers without any quality?
I think that we already answered that question.
Oh, it is?
Oh, guys.
What do you think about the fact that I make videos on mobile? What the fuck? Okay.
Oh,
You made videos on
And
mobile.
that's not like the best
not the
option.
I haven't seen yours yet, but
You
it
need to
takes a lot.
use Paint or PaintNet or Photoshop.
opinions on nationalists hating on your comms. Well, actually, I don't get a lot of nationalists.
I get
Yeah.
the most nationalists of anyone. It's insane, and I get like 3 comments every day from like 12 different Russians screaming at me that I made Ukraine beat them, and it's the most annoying shit.
And then the Eurasian Union attacks NATO.
The stupid
And then the
you know,
Eurasian Union fails.
In the end, it's
problem.
all good because
For no apparent reason, rise a Fourth Reich.
Alright, let's just move on.
Crisis.
Guess what's the next topic?
Alright, so
We discuss about our series and ourselves. Oh.
Oh man.
all right.
Alright, I
So
guess
who's
you
going
guys are all
first?
gonna
Viper?
go through at me now. Since I'm the host.
All right, so Viper is first. So who's going first?
You guys are gonna talk about me, so.
All right, well, I really like
Okay.
your style. I like the country ball animations and stuff. Oh, we're talking about each other's shows.
Yeah,
mind.
and
Okay. I like Viper's Mapperball series. It's pretty well made.
Yeah, I really like it. I love
Like
like the dark
more-
green aesthetic to everything.
Yeah. Nations Lost Loose.
and people are asking, where's Daniel Mapper? Where's Nick? Where's people? Or
I'm gonna answer
nobody says
those.
where's Mob. No one
Well,
says.
we asked Daniel Mapper to join us, but he didn't want to.
No. I'm talking about Mapper Ball series. Like that, those are
Oh,
common.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it is.
oh.
And the reason why I don't want to continue is
I'm
because people's like, add me. I'm like,
Add me, mom.
add her.
Like, seriously, add me. Or I'll dislike. I don't know.
Something like that.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
All right.
I mean,
All right. Next, I guess we can talk about cosmic mapping.
Ooh,
Okay.
sure.
Remember
Yeah,
that?
say.
When I first watched this video, I was like, Ukraine taking over Russia. I'm like, huh. Okay.
Yeah, Ukraine taking over Russia
I just,
and then
like,
giving it to
knew what
USA.
the topic. Like, I just knew it's not realistic, but I also find it like, like you get that feeling. It's like Ukraine taking over Russia is like, it's pretty strange. But at the same time, I know it's not realistic, so I don't really criticize on that. But like trust me, like when you see that, don't you find it strange?
who
Like,
knows?
if you see that for the first, let's say out of nowhere you see someone makes that, what do you
I
like?
just-
What are your first impressions?
Well, I've
Um,
seen Hungary took over all of Russia and the United States in a couple months. So, yeah,
Oh,
And
jeez.
then Russia collapses
And that was
for
actually on
like,
some-
no reason.
that's actually on some other website where people, a lot of online people display. But yeah, I've seen a lot of videos where tiny countries take over large ones. I mean, it is possible. I mean, Germany like spread throughout all of the Soviet Union back in World War II if they have technology and
Yes.
skills and stuff like that. But
I mean, I tried to like somewhat justify my Ukraine invading Russia by like saying Britain and U.S. would give them both $1 trillion and then they could spend that on the military. So call that as stupid as you want, but at least I didn't make Ukraine just beat them because Ukraine beat them. At least I had some type of reason for it.
Alright.
Yeah, that's what I try to do in my series. Like, I don't want to start wars for no reason. I want to give some kind of insight at what led to that.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the comments. Everybody hates Finn Mapper. No.
no one like
What's
no,
your
no one.
options? Hey, what's your options on the Arab mappers?
The Arab.
You mean the UAE
Yeah, Jabril,
people?
Jabril.
Jabril,
Yeah.
Mansour,
Yeah.
those 6 other people.
I never watched them, so I can't comment. All I know is that
Remember when they invited the entire school just to invade the wiki with alts?
Yeah, they tried to establish the Islamic State of Macedonia. Probably.
I know,
Right.
like, holy shit.
all right, now let's talk about mines.
Except for Mansour. Mansour's a pretty good guy.
Hey, let's talk about
he
mines
wasn't
now.
part
Let's
of
talk about his series.
Oh shit.
Yeah, let's talk about him. Let's see.
Oh, shit.
So,
Who
where
we're
does
talking
he
about?
start? yeah.
Okay.
History of Europe becomes alternate history. That went well, right?
Shut the fuck up, okay?
I just teasing you. Okay.
Language.
I'm sorry. I take
Okay. I'm sorry.
I feel,
had to
I
answer a
feel
call.
offended by your shit, okay?
it. I'm not offended by it. I'm just saying. All right. Anyone else want to give insights?
To be honest.
to mine shows. I honestly I haven't watched them yet.
Oh,
I haven't watched them, so I can't say anything.
I seen his Future of the World, and I think it's pretty interesting. But I need to. But it's been a while since I watched it. I think it was like, I don't know. I think like 5 months ago. So I don't think I saw his new episodes. So I might need to go watch that after the live stream. Well, other than that, I think Minds Mapping is pretty like not necessarily like the pro, but he's in the average level. So I think
Yeah, I don't go for extreme.
I know. It's so like I know we all have like time schedules and tight times, so sometimes we don't go extreme, sometimes go like even with my tight schedule, I still go extreme, and that's why my videos take 20 hours. So,
Yeah, my videos take a month to make, and I despise it. I really wish I could
I
just
was
pump them out.
so retarded back then. Like, my English was so bad too. Like, that's like when you see Alternative Future Part 1.
Yeah,
Alright.
the older stuff is never as
Like, what
good as the newer
yeah, my
stuff.
older stuff is so shit.
Abdullah Al
The
Abdullah
first thing I
asks,
do
oh,
to start my alternative future is say,
So are we just
is-
taking
never mind.
regular viewer questions now, or?
Oh no, we
Abdullah,
didn't talk about Batman yet. We have to talk about Batman.
Oh yeah, Batman.
Yeah.
I,
Alright.
I, I do have, I
I
do have a
think-
question.
I think
Yeah,
the
I know.
viewer's reaction is no. The first question is gonna be like, "Where's the next episode?"
Yes.
That's gonna be the first thing they're gonna ask for some of them, right? Where's the next episode? That's like the first thing they're gonna ask.
yeah,
Yeah, because
probably.
you haven't uploaded for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe you can give inform the viewers
Yeah.
what's happening with the new world. What's going on? Like we all been
like
reading.
what's up?
Oh, I'm not gonna try to spoil too much, but basically, for those who don't know, Mr. Owner and Pawner gave me his alternate future Europe series. I think.
Yes, I was gonna ask you
takes
about
place
that.
in a New World. Yeah, that takes place in New World. So I'm in charge of that now. So, basically, I'm trying to. There will be a little fight scene between Mr. Owner and Pawner, Batran, Golden Rebel,
And gold.
and Ethan
And
Conquistador. Yeah, it'll be
then,
short. Oh yeah, I also going to meet up with Zephyrus and Mindria sometime soon with in the New World series, and yeah, we're all trying to find out what it is. For the others in the New World series, like Redirect and Staring, I don't know about them, but I haven't really heard about them a lot. So yeah,
All right.
basically for those who don't
So
know,
you're the J.J. Abrams of mapping.
J.J. Abrams.
'Cause he took over Star Wars. You're taking over Mope's thing.
Yeah, basically. Um, depending on the page.
Yo, I would say like the new world. Like when I first saw it, I didn't know it was a collab when I first watched it. I thought it was Mope was the only one doing the new world. But then as I started to look at other mappers, I found out it was a collab. So I feel like when we're doing collabs, I think like when you guys create a new episode, you guys should at least indicate that this is a collab series or something, because some viewers they're not gonna know, and they'll be really confused when they don't realize it's a collab. Like that's why in my Trapped of
Yeah.
Natara, or whatever it's called, I don't know how to pronounce it still, Natara or Natera or something. I put an intro there so that the viewers know like that it's a collab series, but I also felt like the intro's a bit too long, so people would skip it and stuff. So that's why I would say that. Well, let's be honest. I did mention that the collab that kind of failed. It wasn't really well planned, and I kind of feel like I destroyed my entire alternate future the Euro. But
Jeez.
my season 4 is going. I feel like it's gonna be amazing. Like I already written out some of the plots and stuff. So all I have to do is need some free time to do it, which is the summer is the best time.
All right.
Alright, there was something in my head and I forgot what I was gonna say.
Question time.
Question? I guess it's free for all.
Yeah, okay.
So now we're moving on
free
to
for all questions.
Opinion on SWAT.
Just be appropriate.
SWAT wars.
Just be appropriate, you guys. Okay?
So basically, just ask whatever questions you want to any of us, and we'll answer them.
We'll try to answer as much questions as we can. Void Viper, why is your profile picture so creepy? Well, actually, there's something about my profile picture. It's me as the dragon. I'm touching the earth, and I'm transforming the earth to whatever I want in my own style, my own story. You get it? You see how? Because you know I map. That means I'm using my hands to map out my whole world.
Very
Pretty strange, but yeah. All right. Other question. Who uses
poetic.
states? Not me.
Opinion on potatoes.
Which
I
one,
want-
the mapper or the food?
Or the top. When you talk about potato, I'll talk about all the top.
The potato.
I'm gonna need 1 second.
Potato. Yeah, all I can say is potato.
Alright. What do you think will be the future of mapping? Well, we did talk about that earlier. We
Yeah.
just feel it's going to keep evolving. Why do you have a dragon even though you're a viper? Well, you see, my Viper was based off Viper from Dota.
Oh wow. Okay.
Sorry, I had to tell my sisters to be quiet for a second. I don't know if
That's
you could hear them.
Yeah.
Alright, Cosmic, this is a question for you.
What do we got?
Sunglass Mapper asks, what will be the plot of the next alternate future of the world?
Well, I don't want to give away too much because spoilers and whatnot. But what I can say is it's gonna be a bit different from the last few. The title is Chaos Theory, and I have posted a little bit about it on my Twitter. So if you follow me on Twitter, I posted a little sneak peek as to some stuff that's going to be in there. But yeah, I don't want to tell too much about it because yeah, I want to keep it secretive. But if you go on my Twitter, there is some stuff up there that you can check out about the next episode.
Perry. Oh God, Cosmic Sister. Opinion on Catalonia. Catalonia is in Spain, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, it's independent. Yeah, I don't know. I don't look into that, so I can't give my insight.
it's like Scotland but Spanish.
Opinions on Daniel's nation.
Spain.
Dang, so what's the live stream about? Oh, you're late. You can just ask questions.
Yeah, just ask questions.
Someone is
Q&A and stuff.
continuously asking which mappers are Cancer.
My zodiac sign is a Cancer, so I'm technically also a
Jumping
Cancer.
hippo, jumping hippo.
My zodiac sign's a Cancer, so.
Oh, there's this stupid white box on my chat now, and I can't see some stuff. Oh well. Opinion on Skirtwatsi. Let me guess. That's from
Swazi?
Daniel Mapper.
Swazi, I can't even
Swazi.
pronounce his
That's from
name.
Daniel Mapper,
Swazi.
right?
Yeah.
I say his eyes look good.
Oh wow.
I
So
don't know.
attractive. So attractive, Viper, holy shit.
Einstein.
Well, you know my what do you call it? Zeta Halberd. But it wasn't inspired from Daniel Mapper though. It was inspired from something else.
Ted Cruz is Zodiac Killer. Okay,
Cool.
sure, whatever.
How much wood would a woodchuck if a woodchuck could? I don't understand this question.
How much wood?
What is your
Let's not answer stupid, mean questions.
Opinion on United Arab Emirates. UAE
Is
strong.
Daniel going to annex Nick?
They play an important role in my Asia series. That's all I can say.
Is Daniel going to Angelos Nick?
I
I don't know, depending on how fast they are.
And depends if Nick uploads. Because Nick, we know that he's been inactive for like a couple of months already. So.
This is a good question we got.
Does
Does anyone have a teacher who is an old man and is transgender?
No.
What the fuck, man? Alright.
I think this is something that we shouldn't talk about.
Yeah, no. Mr.
where's
Garrison.
Chris?
Oh, Mr. Garrison.
This isn't
yeah.
our intention.
It's Mr. Garrison from South Park, right?
Steve Lordson.
Steve Lordson.
What other
That's your
questions?
alternate ego.
Hussar, we were done asking about opinions on some mappers already. So if you missed out, we will tell you. But we can still answer it. It's free for all, after all, if you want. Wait,
Any questions?
why did I say that? Oh my god.
What will you do if you become the most subscribed mapper?
If I become the most subscribed mapper, nothing. I'll say congratulations and clap.
Yes, and stay lazy.
Which regions of the world do you think should gain independence?
Antarctica.
This is a very delicate subject, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That is very delicate. I think Catalonia and Kurdistan should.
Let's
gain
just say
independence.
that they'll get independence when they can.
Yeah. What is the future of mapping? The future
Yeah,
of
We actually
mapping.
we discussed that earlier in the podcast.
Yeah.
If you want to know what we think about it, just the full podcast will be uploaded afterwards, so you can.
Yes. So you guys can watch the whole podcast and get a lot of information. What else?
Veteran, if you become United States president, what would you do?
What
would I do?
Think?
Oh
Do you
shit.
think?
If I become president, well, this is a very delicate subject for me as well, because whatever I say can be used against me. So I'm not sure if I can say a lot about it in public.
Next question, okay? Do you
Opinion
think
on
that
the
Islam
Philippines.
is a peaceful or rather hostile?
Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? How
Hillary
about Donnery?
Clinton, Hillary Clinton, not Donald Trump.
Donald
Hillary
Trump,
Clinton.
2015.
Hillary Clinton.
Hey, no,
Uh,
Donnery Clump. No, Donnery Clump.
Yeah,
Oh,
Donnery Clump. Donnery Clump.
You know where I got that.
Actually, I'll vote for Vermin Supreme.
Ah,
Vermin Supreme is right.
Nah.
He's that guy. He's that guy that promises everyone a free pony.
yeah, I know him.
Oh wow.
You know, he actually got more votes than Ben Carson in one of the states.
Oh, there's also these nuts.
These
nuts.
nuts.
I think these nuts got like 9% of the vote in some state.
Oh yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
Vote these nuts for president.
Opinion on mapping the movie.
What is that?
Oh, Percy. I know.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Percy.
It's
Percy
pretty
does a
good.
good job with his long videos because he
Like
has.
at the,
I've never seen that, so but
I
I'm
never-
sure it's cool.
it's actually
Never-
pretty nice. You guys should
I
check
think
it out.
because if people don't upload often, people will start forgetting who they are. Like you gotta remind
yeah.
Cosmic
Fade away.
Like Mope, for example. Like I noticed a lot of people already forgot about Mope already.
Yeah,
Like,
all
no,
right.
I mean like
Yeah.
we as like the old like very like what do we call old mappers or something like mappers since 2015. Then we should know who Mope is. But like as in the new audience that we've gained may not know who Mope is because everybody forgot about Mope. So, like that's,
Yes.
I think that's a very big impact when someone doesn't.
It sucks that people have forgotten about Mope. I mean, he was a legend in the community.
What do you? Any other? Who wants Jabril to come back?
I think he's
What
already
game
back.
do we get rid
Like,
He's already back.
yeah, he's already back.
Yeah, he's already back. He came back like
Yeah.
a month ago or something.
I got a question. Cosmic, spoil some of Italy in your next episode. Nope. Sorry, Chris. No.
Spoilers. People will ask for spoilers.
Rico Pepperoni.
Italy planned to take over the world. I'm just
No,
kidding.
no spoilers, sweetie.
Oh, I really like
Sorry,
it.
love you, man.
Okay.
Italy actually declared war on the world. No, I'm just kidding.
What's your opinion about the Polish constitutional crisis?
I don't.
I don't know
I don't
that.
know.
I haven't heard much about it.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that either. So I don't know.
Yeah, same.
What is your opinion on Quebec independence? Well, I know a lot of people. Well, I'm Canadian, so here's the thing. A lot of people
Okay.
talk about this Quebec independence thing, but I don't really hear much from here, so I don't know how this Quebec independence thing even matters anymore. Like, I don't hear
It
it
used to be
at
a
all.
lot more relevant.
Like, I don't see any signs of independence. Maybe because I'm not in Quebec, but I think maybe you should save that question for the next podcast when Lee Allen joins us on our next podcast. So, yes.
What is
Oh my God, these
what is your
questions.
what is your opinion on Bernie Sanders?
Bernice, I don't keep track of U.S. politics.
Well, he's the
Yeah,
only
same.
he's the only hope for our country. I can say that.
I heard.
There's another one.
I'm not gonna
What-
say anything about
What
it.
do you think about 360 videos, and would it be a good choice for mapping?
Opinion on ISIS. Well,
Carry.
all I can say is I hate them, but we shouldn't talk about this because YouTube considers this as not a friendly topic.
Yeah, we're probably gonna.
Oh,
get,
this is an
We
interesting.
should watch
I
what
really
we say.
We
We
should
should
follow
watch.
the guidelines. So
We should watch what we
What's
say
your
about
opinion
ISIS.
on
Kim Jong Un needs.
Opinion on Czechia.
Czechia.
Oh,
What?
the new name.
That's
The
the
new
new.
name.
That's
Yeah.
a Czech
Czechia.
Republic's new name.
Czechia.
Yeah,
What the
so,
heck?
Is
Czechia. Did it
Czechia?
pass or did it not?
I think it did pass, from what I hear.
What?
Yeah, I think it's official. So I'll be honest.
No,
From
it's
a
still
mapping
Czech Republic.
perspective, at least I have to write less now. But from a world point of view, I think like if the people are happy with this name, I don't see a problem because there wasn't much change. Like the word Czech is still there, so as long as not something completely like hard to know, then I would say it's not bad. Not a bad name. Pretty good.
I think
pretty
it's good.
sure-
I think it's good. They kind of needed a catchy name. They just like the Czech Republic. It doesn't really ring.
Yes.
Like, there's France,
Well,
Slovakia, and everything.
well,
and then
I
there's
think
People
people
have
would just
Republic.
call it Czech Republic regardless of its name change.
yeah,
Options on Andorra.
Because it still says Czech Republic on the Wikipedia.
Yeah,
They
it's going to
probably
take some
changed
time for it
some.
to update. Like
No, it's still updated to say also known as Czechia, but its official name is Czech Republic on the Wikipedia still.
I think maybe we should like review that in like a few months and see if it really changed, because there's gonna be a lot of changes in the process. All right, opinions. What's your opinions on each other? We did that already. Opinions on Crafto video.
Craft Zero video. I remember
That
Craft. He's
guy,
cool.
I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't watch his videos.
I don't.
I remember Craft.
His old videos, holy shit.
So he's Craft Zero videos is like very obscure nowadays. I mean, back then he was big, but now he's somewhat obscure because he didn't really upload that much anymore. But
It's
check
sad to see fallen channels.
Ecuador
channels.
earthquake opinions. Oh shoot, there was an earthquake? Oh damn. I thought there was an earthquake in Japan as well.
Yeah,
There were
was
so
an
many
earthquake in
earthquakes.
Japan. Was there an earthquake in Ecuador? I didn't know about that.
I've been in an earthquake
Or
once.
did it happen already? Because I didn't hear. I don't look at everything.
Yes, Nikar, I remember the Krat clan.
Which
Opinions on
politician?
Detroit. Never been to
What?
Detroit.
Which politician?
would you like to be a mapper? What?
That
All
is
of them.
straight.
I'm just kidding.
Probably
Let's try-
Donald Trump. That would be very interesting to see Donald Trump make mapping videos.
And, then,
Yeah.
and also
Donald
Jeb
Trump.
Bush. Jeb
Yes.
Bush along with him.
Donald
Jeb
Trump-
Bush too.
And Ben
Donald
Carson.
Trump
Ben
for
Carson.
mapping,
Ben Carson.
2016.
Yeah.
All the Republican parties. The Republican Party. Let's see what they do.
Opinions on series that are really close to being finished, then are abruptly cancelled.
Never heard of them.
Ooh, that red.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Ooh.
What?
Right?
Wait, what? Me or?
The question, no, it asked, Dylan asked us opinions on, oh shoot, it scrolled up. On series that are really close to be finished, then are abruptly cancelled.
Well, I don't know. I never heard of anyone that does that.
Dark Treasures. Remember Dark Treasures?
Oh.
Anybody remembers Dark Treasures? I'm
just-
sure Batman does.
Oh yeah, that.
I think it's really dumb for YouTubers to do that because there's no real reason. It's not like on TV where if it's not making them up not enough money, they'll pull it. It pretty much just means that you got lazy. So I mean, just finish your
So close.
finish your shows.
So you're
Make
telling
your
me to
audience
finish Dark
happy.
Treasures.
What do you
Right.
think
My
of
series, like,
mapping
halfway
on
through.
April the 1st?
April.
Talking about-
What?
Yeah.
What was the
What do you
question?
think of mapping videos on April the 1st, Nitya?
Oh god, gee.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh, those April Fool's
Yeah,
videos
yeah.
about Jack Riddle and stuff. You know.
When I think of that, I think of Mope's video. We're big.
Scotland
Whoa, big.
Super Japan.
Scotland
forever.
What do you think of FedEx YT? Ooh.
I prefer
I
not
have a
answering.
lot of mixed
No.
opinions on him.
Mixed opinions. Yeah, that's just
Options on
fine.
Russian
Yeah, but
annexation of
remember, we're
Crimea.
here to be like fair and balanced. We're not here to let someone be like feel like less encouraged. We're not here to discourage people. Like, but be yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. But opinions on FedEx, CT, YT for me, it's gonna be mixed.
Opinion on noodles.
I'm not gonna describe it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey. Opinion on noodles.
Noodles.
I love noodles.
Noodles are
Noodles
great.
is life.
Yes,
Life.
especially the noodles in Japan. Very nice.
Oh yeah.
I've been in Japan. Do you think Papua New Guinea should join Australia again?
What? I never even heard of
Papua
I never
New
heard of
Guinea.
that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, but still part of the
Oh,
continent.
yes.
But still part of the continent anyway. So
A lot of people are asking what our opinion on grade A under A for some reason.
Oh yeah, I heard
I
of
don't
him.
know
I
why
didn't
so
know
many
that.
people are asking that.
Oh yeah, I heard of him. I saw his videos like a couple weeks ago. I don't know. I mean,
Hey, this is an interesting question. What is your favorite mapper who is under 1K subs?
well, a lot of people are.
Percy.
Well, who?
Me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yourself. That's really hard. Because a lot of those, they grew up to 1,000 now, so.
Yeah, except for me.
Oh, man.
Except for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
I'm stuck at 800 no matter what.
Yeah.
Will you make Mexico Mexican again?
Make Mexico Mexican. Okay.
Okay then.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, let's
I don't know what that
Oh
means.
wow.
Make
that
YouTube
question.
great again. That means.
Favorite
Make
person
YouTube
in the
great.
chat.
You know, if you guys gonna like
Opinions.
make jokes about Donald Trump, it's gonna get more attention.
Hey.
Just like
Favorite person in the chat.
favorite person in the chat right now, or
Yeah, right. Maybe now. I don't know.
I don't know anyone that's the funniest.
I don't even know who's in the chat. there's 45 people, but I don't know.
There's a lot of people in the chat.
Yeah.
There are a lot of memes.
Yeah, so
Uh,
we can answer that. Oh,
there's-
Dylan Furrow said he's gonna leave this here.
He
Okay,
has an
bye.
opinion on
Wait,
whales a
wait,
bunch.
you're gonna leave this here.
Will you make America great
Opinions
again?
on
He has an
whales.
opinion on whales like
Right.
12 times.
Well,
Opinion
whales.
on
We did
whales.
talk
Yeah,
about.
what? Whales?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's in Britain.
Well, they swim in the water. That's
Make
all.
options
Well, I never
on
been
Israel.
in Britain, so I can't really I don't really have an opinion on it. Like,
Oh, remember
I can't
that
give an
long?
opinion if I don't have much knowledge about it.
Oh, remember that long name? Gogogok or something like that. Gogogok or something like that.
Can Void
was
Viper
that
to
was that Tomboy?
Wait, someone
For
asked, can
sure.
Void Viper into space? I'm
okay.
living in space.
Yes, you
Uh,
are living in space.
not
He's
like-
actually
the dragon
on.
is living in space.
What?
Uh,
I'm also living in
right,
space
right,
as well. Yeah,
right.
sure.
Options on Israel.
Real quick,
Options on Israel.
I wanna say this. Italian MapperCast, I don't know what you mean by make the right choice. Wink, wink. I don't know what that means.
Creator asked Spatron, why do you live in the United States? Did your parents or grandparents leave Vietnam or something? Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the United States came from Germany, Romania, Russia, or any other country, and they left and they went to the United States for the same reasons.
Well, on a
So
side
that's
note,
basically what it is. And I was born here, so I don't know. Yeah.
on a side note, I used to have a lot of views from the Middle East, like Saudi Arabia and Iraq. Like,
Yeah, like most of us have
opinion-
like the most views in the USA.
Opinion on Cosmic's hair.
Can
I don't even
no
see. I haven't even
comment.
seen Cosmics.
no comment.
can Poland into space?
It's very soft.
Eventually, Poland came into space.
Yes. Colonial capitalism.
Space. Well, in about 100 years, maybe, or about 50.
I'm gonna let the viewers know in 4 minutes we're gonna talk about how we're gonna end this. So remember that little thing where you can be featured in the next video, the next podcast.
Oh yeah,
we'll be
shout outs and stuff.
starting that in 3 minutes.
What's your guys' favorite mapper in the current podcast?
Does this include? Is he talking about us in the podcast or in the
Like,
chat?
I guess us in the podcast.
Okay, so,
I love
Uh,
everybody.
that's
Let's just say
true.
that.
yeah, everybody.
Dude, that's a
Not love, but I like everybody. I'm straight.
That's a good question. I can't decide because I like the story too, but at the same time I like the animations quality and all of that too. So it's hard, man.
It's a hard question.
Options
Let's
are
just say that
swag.
we have more than one favorite mapper.
Yeah, that's like we all have our unique abilities and our unique personalities, so it's really hard to answer that.
Yeah.
For me, at least for me. Cosmic is the best freelance software program. What does that mean?
Freelance software program around.
I don't know. That guy has just been
Uh,
making like shitty memes the whole
Oh
stream.
yeah.
I don't know why he hasn't been like kicked yet.
John Dawkins said it again. Alright.
Just kidding.
Who would you call an underrated mapper? Mac Laser.
Me.
Yes, Mac Laser.
Opinions
Yeah,
on mappers
understand.
whispers. Oh, I didn't look at that. So you
Mac,
guys.
but
Yeah, I think Mapping Whispers is really cool, and I hope I get accepted.
I don't have time. Like I'd say I don't have time, and I'm doing this podcast. But like my time schedule is just insane. I just can't wait to finish high school, man. Like I just want to get out and work on my alternate future of Europe right now.
life goals.
Opinion on Armenia. Well, I'll say Armenia had a tough history.
Opinion on Mapper Whispers. What?
We already said answered that.
it.
We already answered
We
that.
answered that already. Would you rather have to live in North Korea or Syria?
I don't know.
There's some places there that are not controlled by Kim Jong Un, and not in the conflict.
I don't know for me.
I think if I was to choose North Korea or Syria, I would choose Syria.
I would
Maybe
choose Syria.
someplace away from the conflict, like
I would choose
the border,
Syria.
maybe the border of Turkey, basically, like the west side, like near the shore, the border of Turkey. I'll go there.
I would just go to Syria. I would prefer Syria and then move into Europe.
Yeah.
Migrate into Europe.
No, but
Yes.
I think the question is if we're restricted to these two countries, I would choose Syria.
I would choose Syria and then migrate into Europe.
Alright, whatever. I would choose Syria's desert.
Okay, that's uncomfortable. What?
Opinion.
Would you rather
What?
have a good channel and be unlucky, or have a really hated channel but be lucky? What does that mean?
I'm pretty sure every channel is luck. I mean, every large channel gets a lot of hate. So.
Yeah. Alright,
I mean,
here's
no
a
matter
good
what.
question. What do you see as the dark sides of the mapping community? Things that could possibly be improved, and what? On the other hand, do you see as the points the community shines? Well, one point I had is that if in the mapping community we shouldn't be discouraging each other, we should be encouraging each other. Of course, not everybody will do that, but like, don't. Even so, as mappers, don't let the others discourage you. Do what you like. Do what you can do. You don't have to be like me. You don't have to be like Nick. You don't have to be like Mo. You can be yourself. Be creative. Be original.
Yes.
Do what you can do. Okay? Don't try to copy others. Okay? It's okay to be inspired by others, but don't like copy them directly.
Yeah, like copy their videos.
Ban Cosmic, really.
Cosmic, make more gaming videos. They are awesome. Aw, thanks, Chris. I'm trying.
Do you agree with every Poland bot rule?
What?
Alright. After this, we're gonna take one more question and we're gonna go into that end podcast thing.
All right.
All right, so let's make it good, people.
Alright. So, do you agree with every Poland bot rule? So, I'll say straight out my mouth, no, but I will at least respect it.
I'll just respect the rules that are established. At least the recommended.
Hashtag Cosmic
respect
make less update videos.
Yeah. Yo, Cosmic, here's something I'm gonna say in front of everyone. Cosmic Mapping, since in the entire mapping community, I'm gonna say you have the best commentary of all of us. I'm gonna say that.
All of us combined.
That's why I asked you, because I was like, where's that guy with the good commentary? Oh, right, you. That's why I went to ask you to join us on this podcast. And hopefully, and I think this podcast went pretty good. Like,
yeah, it's lots of fun. So we're coming up on 3 p.m. now, so.
Yeah. And so we're gonna take. We say we're gonna take one more question. So what?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's wrap this up. Let's
Advice
take like
for
5 more
a
questions. How about that?
I think this is a pretty good question. Advice for a beginner who wants to start mapping.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. Advice for a beginner to start mapping.
Go to a mapping tutorial.
I would say just do what you want to do. Don't think what will people like, because then you're not gonna like it and it's not gonna do well. My first episode of Alternate Future World, I was thinking about what I wanted to do with that for probably 5 months before I actually made the video. So just prepare and make sure you know the basics of mapping before you get into it too, because there are a lot of people who start being not knowing everything about Paint.net or Photoshop or whatever they're using, so it looks just visually unappealing. I tried to learn the basics first, so I would say just do what you want to do and learn the basics of mapping.
Yeah, if you want to learn, you can look at my mapping tutorials if you want to, but you don't have to. But
we all have
for beginners.
You can basically look at Ian's tutorial.
And mine.
One last thing. We also have a wiki at the link will be in the description below. That's if you need to ask someone for feedback, you can come on over and ask.
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah, that's obvious. It's better to remind them. But anyways, let's move on to the end. So how are you guys gonna get featured in the next podcast? For fan and a mapper. So what happens is that I created a Google form where you guys can use that to. All you have to do is fill in all the information correctly. If you don't fill in correctly, you will be disqualified. So basically, what we're gonna do is when you submit it, on our side we will get a number. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a random number generator to pick out one mapper and one fan. The mapper that we chose, we're gonna pick a random series from your channel, and we're gonna watch it, and then we're gonna talk about it in our next podcast, whenever that is. And then we're gonna, for fans, let me just pull up my information. Oh yeah, so we will give you a chance to suggest a topic we should talk about in the next podcast, and we guarantee it will be discussed in our future podcast, as long as it's appropriate and related to mapping. So no foolish questions. And basically it. So I will post a link in the description like right now, as soon as it stops lagging, and hopefully you guys will come on over and participate. And thanks for joining our podcast.
Yeah.
We really thought that like we thought that because we've been mapping for so long, we've always been mapping. We hang on the community. We sometimes talk on Skype. I began to wonder, like, you know what? What if we as mappers together start interacting with our audience together, and then that way they don't have to go to one mapper at a time. They can go to all mappers at a time, and then we can always talk about some interesting topics about mapping, and maybe keep up with what's happening in the mapping community, like this channel called Keemstar, who goes and records.
At least, and on YouTube at least.
That's what I mean.
Right into the news.
yeah. So
News.
So basically, thanks for coming along, and the link will be posted shortly as soon as my computer starts lagging. And if you guys want to ask any last-minute questions, now's a chance. We'll be ending in 4 minutes.
Hey, let's try to take one more question, right?
Yeah.
While we're doing this, okay. Mate, what about MapperCon? Thunder asks. MapperCon. That probably won't be for a few years, but it may or may not happen.
Yeah, I don't think it will happen.
Not at the moment. If we could get a fundraiser, a lot of stuff. We're probably not old enough. Not a lot of us are like old enough to do a MapperCon, like get a lot of money to travel. Yeah, MapperCon will eventually, may or not eventually come along, but not in a few years.
Okay, I want to let the viewers know that I added the link in the description. Let me know if it works. If there's problems, just tell me. If you refresh the page, it should be there. To end this off, so now you guys must be wondering, so when's going to be the next podcast? Like our next podcast is going to be on Saturday, April the 23rd, maybe 1 p.m. And this time we'll have, hopefully Lee Allen will join us on the next podcast. We really felt excited to share this podcast with all of you, so that you guys can so that we can all interact together and ask. And like this, although this is our first time, I'd say we did pretty good on our first podcast. But if there's any like suggestions for us to expand this podcast, feel free. And note yourself, we also have asked people like Daniel Mapper and Quality Mapping, and they passed.
And Zukas and Nick, yeah.
Nick, I didn't ask. I don't know about Zukas.
Well, I asked Nick, so he didn't want to.
Yeah. So, and how we're gonna select our last member that we don't have yet? So basically, we're still deciding on who we're gonna add. Maybe if you, I don't know how to express it. Like, what do you guys think? How should we decide who should be our last member for the MapperCast?
I don't know. You guys know who I suggested.
I guess the Serbian mapper.
Well, he said that he passed
down.
Like he passed down pretty much.
What about Dylan 5 or something?
Dylan.
Mapping.
There's two Dylans.
I don't think
there's Dylan 5. You know the V5.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, I think that's
which one? DI or DIL?
DILL.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, we have Italian mapper Chris on and we have freeze palm mapping and who's the guy? Yeah, Dylan mapping on and I think Canadian mapping on waiting list. So what do you think? I asked NTR and he passed down as well. I asked Finn Mapper and he has not replied back. He was away for a week and now we see him in the chat right now. I was like, what?
We could always do guest stars.
Guest stars, yeah, we can always have guests too. But in the future, because we formed this podcast, we can really do a lot more together. We can also create parodies of each other's series. Like I already have an idea for Lee Allen's a parody of Lee Allen's scene with Persuasia versus throwing Ebola at Hungary and stuff. And,
what?
Yeah, if you remember that scene, yeah. So like we can make parodies of each other's series. We can do a lot
That'll
of
be fun. That'll be fun.
yeah, that'll be fun. Like we can do a lot of things as a group, and we hope to expand mapping to make it more interactive with you guys. And I hope you guys all enjoy this podcast, and hopefully
it's
we'll
been
see
great,
you in the
guys.
next podcast.
See you guys
Hey.
next podcast. Thank you everyone for
Bye.
sticking
All
around.
right.
We'll see you next time.
Goodbye. Yeah, okay.
Night veteran signing
Alright.
off. Yay.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much. Bye bye.
Yeah, alright.
Minecraft.
Scotland forever.
All right, we're bye. Stopping broadcast.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Leroy.
See you next.